Howdy, it's me, Luna, and this is Creepypasta Radio. My forgotten child that I abandoned on a cold summer night. It's not summer, but I'm just saying. Well, it was summer for a couple of days, so, you know, I think, if you wanna, and then we could, we could make this work. I'll keep them on Tuesdays, you keep them on Thursdays? No. Hi, everybody. I'm back after a very, 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 very long 4-month hiatus. This is a lot of filler because I lost the pasta I was gonna read. And I'm trying to find another one. Oh God, I haven't had any sleep for a couple days now, so I figured why not. I did say I was gonna upload, and that's where we are. Okay. Well, this, my friends, is called an Untitled Document. Okay, so here it goes. I was fresh out of high school and I just got my own place, so I needed stuff to put in my new apartment. I went to a local swap meet to see what I could find. I see a computer for $120, fully working, MacBook at that. So I'm thinking, fuck yeah, buy this up. Not asking where the laptop came from, I snatched it up. I got home and plugged it in. I waited for it to start up. I thought it was just old. I looked at the desktop and noticed a file named Untitled Document. I tried to delete it because I had no interest in it. I successfully removed it. I went to bed after that. So now I'm asleep. I hear noises from the room. The computer's in. I wake up, walk over to the room, and look inside. The computer is on, the document is open. I sit down and try to close it. The door shuts, and I feel trapped in the chair. I began to read what the file said. The year is 1981, right after my birthday party when I turned 28. It was a wet, cloudy morning when I got a phone call informing me I had been laid off from my job. I walked outside carefully, stepping over the puddles of murky water, making my way to get the morning paper from the end of my driveway. At that time, I lived in a small town outside New York City. It was usually quiet around my street, but today I noticed a lot of people, a few houses down, gathering around something in the street. I walked over to see what happened, still dodging the water puddles. Someone was laying on the ground, knocked out. He was still breathing. He looked like he had just been hit in the head or something. I asked if there was a fight. The lady next to me told me no. He was just walking his dog and he just fell down. Most people would say he fainted and go on living their lives after he woke up, but this is the third person this week who has fainted in front of that same house. I've never seen anyone walk in or out of that house, or even get close to it at all. While people were looking at the man on the ground, I stared at the house. I inspected its chipped paint and boarded-up windows. The 2-story Victorian house with brown dried-up grass in the front and a cracked walkway always creeped me out. The few windows that were not boarded up with rotten wood were covered by torn sheets. Studying the house and its surroundings, I looked at a window on the upper floor and noticed a face, with 2 beaming blue eyes staring dead into my soul. I quickly made my way back to my own home. Sweating and shocked, I sat inside for a good hour thinking about the eyes. I began looking for jobs in the newspaper. While I was awake, I made some phone calls and started researching the house. It was built by an old Irishman in the early 1900s. Around 1903, from what the lady on the other side of the streets claimed, It has been vacant for over 20 years now. I started to feel more and more worried as I kept on listening. The man next door brought me over some pictures of himself and the farmer Warner together before they died. They were good friends growing up, he told me. The man was shot inside the master bedroom in 1958 by his own wife. I couldn't hear anymore. I should have just forgotten the whole situation and continued on with my life. Something about this house hooked me, though. I was interested in finding out what I saw. I told myself it was nothing, and I would go inside and make sure the next morning. After I woke up, I poured myself a cup of coffee and ate some eggs and toast. When I finished, I made my way towards the house. The stairs going up the door were old and termite infested. I almost fell 3 times just walking up. The door was unlocked and the light in the front room was on and flickering. I made my way around the bottom floor, checking every room. The house was empty except for a few rocking chairs and a clay figure of a cat above the rustic fireplace. I made my way up the stairs. They were dusty and loud. With every step, it sounded as if a nuclear bomb was going off in my chest. My heart continued to pound as I made my way into the hallway upstairs. I could see into the bedroom at the end. The master bedroom was a wide open room with a rocking chair facing the window moving. I walked in slowly. An old man stood out of the chair and turned around. "Why are you in my home?" he asked, with a soft, caring voice, as if he was worried I was going to get in trouble. I didn't say anything. I couldn't say anything. I was in utter shock. I recognized him. It was the man from the picture, the one who died so many years ago. He walked over to me slowly. I tried to back up, but the door closed behind me. He got close and put his hand on my forehead. Everything went black. I don't remember anything after that. After he lifted his arm. It's now the year 2008. 27 years after the incident. The doctors told me I was found in the sewers 2 weeks earlier. I was down there for years. I tried to explain what happened to me, but they looked at me like I was insane. They told me it was a dream and no such thing could have happened. I went back that same day to find the old house. Walking down the street, I saw my house completely remodeled with a family out in front playing football. I then came up to the old house. It was gone, though. It was a dirt lot now. No grass or path. Not even a sign of the house's existence. One thing stood. The man in the rocking chair sitting in the very middle of the lot. I blacked out completely. The shock was overwhelming. The force that was pushed into my skull like a bullet was so unbearable I couldn't take it. I didn't stay long this time. December 25th, 2012. Still waiting for answers. I'm in an unknown location. It's dark and dirty. Smells like someone took a shit under the chair I'm strapped on. The man that was guarding me said that I was sold to him and I had no rights. Now I'm really lost. What sort of sick old man would sell a complete stranger to a band of thugs? Their leader walked in surrounded by armed teenagers. This pedophile has something up his sleeve from the look he has on his face. He shouts something in German and the kids raise their weapons at me. "What the fuck is this? Some sort of target practice?" I yell. Not realizing the man I thought to be the leader of this little group was bowing down to someone who was standing behind me. Bowing down like he was God himself. I turn my head as far as I can and I see his shoe. I can't see anything more than that. My whole body is bruised and sore. They must have beaten me while I was out. All I hear from the man behind me is, He's ready. That was followed by a quick smack to the back of the head. The date is unknown. Location? Only God knows now. I'm forgetting my language. My name? Fuck names. Who needs names? It's dark. Too dark. You know those times when you feel like you're in the darkest environment possible? The most pitch black room you've ever been in? No. You're wrong. That's not dark at all. Compared to what I'm in, that's heaven itself. But who needs religion? No God can save me from this unending pain and suffering. The noise. I can barely think of this noise. It's piercing my skull. My heart is beating faster than ever. I feel as if I'm going to explode. I don't explode. I don't die. I fall into a deep slumber. But I'm still awake at the same time. I'm blind, but I can see so clearly. I'm deaf, but I have the hearing of the hunting predator. I feel as if there is no ground below me. Where am I? What am I? I'm awake again. No reactions now. I have no need to react. It's a routine. I need to cut to the chase this time. He's watching. Whoever made me. I'm not myself. I used to be myself. That man, that cursed old man, he's keeping me here. If God exists, only he knows what this man does when I'm asleep. I'm not in a room. I'm not in an area of matter at all. There's nothing. No air, no ground, no walls. I'm not tied up. I'm not trapped, yet I can't move. I am trapped in a void itself, with no body. I can't move because there is nothing there. I can't breathe without lungs. I can't shout for help. I can't even think. I remember the future. I know what happens next, but at the same time, I don't know what'll happen. I can't quite explain it in a human language or in any form of communication at all. It's in my non-existent head. My metaphorical brain, if you'd call it. I am no longer a person, but an it. Just an it. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This is Lena. This is Creepypasta Radio, and expect more pastas coming your way if you still love me, 'cause I love you.